welcome to another video. I am Debbie with the Crafty Diamond. If you are new, welcome. Thanks so much for finding my channel and for watching. If you are returning, welcome back. You know I love you guys. In today's video, I have my kit ready. This is going to be a WIP and chat. If you are not familiar with a WIP and chat, that is a work in progress, and I'm going to be working on this one by Dreamer Designs. I've gotten quite a bit done, which I've had some extra time, so hopefully by the end of the month, I can show you my progress on this one. This one is a fall canvas, and I'm really glad I'm working on it because we are right in the middle of winter, it seems like. I don't know what's happened to fall, but I just don't think that we're going to have one. So anyway, I want to go ahead and get started. I am using this gorgeous tray, and this is by Butterfly Resin Gems. This is one of my favorite trays that I have. I have about 4 of hers. Unfortunately, her shop is currently closed, her Etsy shop, because she's had some health issues. So I do wish her all the best and hope that she gets well soon. So if you're interested, just keep looking out for the shop. You can also be alerted when she does open her shop up again. I also have a pen. This pen is from Lazy River, and I love this pen. I use it quite often. I really like the way that it's made, and I just really like how it picks up the drills so easy. I'm also using Randa's Crafty Corner. This is vanilla shortbread, and this one, the packaging here looks a little rough, and it's because I have been using it so much. I am going to use some of my fall as well, but I wanted to use this one because I love the scent. I'm getting low on it. I've used it a lot, and my daughter has too. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be working on this section that I have just opened, and if I finish that section, I can go to another one. The colors on this canvas are absolutely gorgeous. I'm really excited about this canvas. Before we get started, how is everybody doing today? I know that some of you have had some cold and some other issues, and it's just that time of year for us anyway, especially living in the South. Our weather changes so drastically, and then everybody seems to get sick. Luckily for us, my family is well right now. I have to really watch my youngest daughter because her immune system is pretty bad. It's pretty low, and no matter what we do, it seems like it just isn't enough. But she has been well now for 2 weeks, which is really good for this time of year. So I hope that it stays that way. And my oldest daughter is doing very well. So hopefully you guys are as well. But let me know in the comments how you're doing. And if you have any plans, or if you have some extra time and you're able to diamond paint or do other crafty things. I am off this week for the holiday break, which I've really been looking forward to. And I've gotten quite a bit of diamond painting done already. I made sure over the weekend that I did what I really needed to do in the house. There's some things that I want to do in my craft room to straighten up. And I also really want to get all of my diamond paintings out. And they're on a few shelves that my husband built for me outside of my actual craft room, but I can't find anything. I'm going to take all of them down, and the majority of them are Diamond Art Club. I'm going to go through them and sort them out, and then I am going to make sure that they're all in the app that I use, as well as on my spreadsheet. I've been really bad about not updating my spreadsheet, so I want to get that done. And then I'm going to take a photocopy of the small little stickers that come in with Diamond Art Clubs, and I'm going to photocopy those, and then I'm going to put those on the outside of my box. And also I want to have them in order by artist, because I have several of the same artist, and then I have, you know, others that are not. And then early part of January, I am going to do a stash video, and I am going to do another stash video at the end of next year, so that way I can see and I can be more accountable of using some that's in my stash and not just working on all the new diamond paintings that I order and not working on some of my older ones. So that's one of the goals for next year. I'm still working on goals. I'm not really sure what my goals are going to be exactly, but that's going to be one of them. And one way to do that is going to be to get all of my diamond paintings in some kind of order. And I also want to go through and look at all of the events for next year, see what I have that will work for each one. And the more events that I do, it usually helps me to have more completions. So that's another thing that I want to do to get ready for next year. So I don't really have a lot of time to do all of that, but I'm also going to be off from like the middle of December until early part of January, until school starts back. So I will have extra time to do that as well. I may have to stop and put some more putty into my pen. I've been diamond painting quite a bit, and so I've really used up some of my putty. And I just love this popping sound. This has been one of the best canvases that I have done. And I have purchased several Dreamer Design canvases, but I haven't done any. That's kind of embarrassing to say, really. But this is my first Dreamer Design. And it's around. I'm glad that's around, because I've heard some of their older squares are not as good, and so I may have been a little disappointed if I had started with a square. So I decided to start with a round one that I had in my stash, and this one's going by very quickly. It is just really pretty. The colors are absolutely gorgeous. It's a sunflower, and I think it's going to be just really, really pretty. I don't think I will get it finished by the end of the month, because I do have a few things that I want to work on as well that I will need to look at and see if I can get those done. I want to focus more on winter and Christmas themed. So this one may go up until the first part of the year, and I'm okay with that. I don't mind having WIPs out. If I need to, and then I can go back and work on them whenever I get a chance. But the problem with that is I kind of forget. I start working on something else, and then I'm really bad about not going back to some of them. So that's something else that I'm going to concentrate on for next year, is to try to get some of those done as well. So if you have any goals for next year, let me know. I'm really curious of what others are doing. I want to have more finishes from different companies. I want to have a variety. I always reach for Diamond Art Club, and that's okay, but I want to work on others as well. So that's going to be a really good goal for me, I think. So let me get another color. This one also has a lot of color blocking, so it should go fairly quickly. Let's see, I've got 2 sets of drills here. Let's see. I will start on my December Advent on December the 1st. If you have not seen that video yet, I will put that underneath the eye at the top. And that's my well, I have an unboxing that I did in October. And then this week, I also did a kitting up of my Advent canvas. And so that one's ready to go. I'm going to have a video every day in December. I may on some days have more than one video depending if I have any other videos that needs to go up. But I don't want to overload you and have too many videos and then you don't want to watch any of them because you've gotten behind or there's just too many out there. So I'm going to try to keep it, I have two there. I'm going to try and keep it to just one video a day, which will be the Advent. But I will also have, there'll be a couple of days where I'm going to have some unboxings possibly. And then any of the kitting downs and kitting ups can wait until January. Unless you want to go ahead and see those two, you don't mind having more than one video out there a day, then I can definitely have that because I have some already ready to go. I'll have more videos this week as well. So normally I do life updates first. I just kind of started right in with diamond painting, but I'm so excited that I have the whole week off. That's very unusual for me. So if I can start that as part of the life update. In the past, I have worked at more than one school. And for those of you that don't know me, I am a college professor. And before I went full-time with one of my part-time contract work, I ended up working for several schools, and that's just what I did. Instead of working at one full-time job, I worked for several universities online, and I would always have something to do. I never could get a vacation because as contract worker, you didn't get a vacation. It just went from one semester or one term to the next term. And the only time you really got a break was towards the end of the year. So normally I would be spending the entire week of Thanksgiving grading papers or, working. Whereas with full-time, I actually get some time off, which has been really nice. So a year and a half ago, I decided that I applied for a position where I had been a contracted employee for 9 years. And I got the position. So I've been there for a year and a half full time. And so I get benefits. And it is a public school. It is a nonprofit university where I work. So I don't get paid as well as I should if I were to go to a private university. But we work for the state. And so I get pretty good benefits. And one of the benefits is time off and vacation time. And when, classes are out, we pretty much have nothing to do. So I was able to take the entire week off. And I decided, once I started working at this school full time, I decided to give up the majority of my part-time work because I was working for 8 schools at one time. And so I have kept one school. And so that one, I teach the same class pretty consistently. And I don't have as much to do there because I have everything done. So it turned out to be a perfect week where I do have to check in, but it's not horribly bad. So I'm planning on doing that. Couple of things for them, but that won't take more than 30 to 40 minutes. An hour tops, so I have the week to myself. We are just going to be the 3 of us, which is myself, of course, my husband, and my youngest daughter, Paige, for Thanksgiving. We don't have family that's able to travel, and we really can't go there. We go there sometimes in the summer or the fall, but for holidays, we pretty much stay home. So my husband doesn't go and see his mother because she's older, and she's not cooking or anything either, and she just goes in her her daughter, her youngest daughter, which is, of course, my husband's sister, lives with her, and she goes and picks up a plate somewhere for them, and then we visit after Thanksgiving, because sometimes they have family, you know, that comes in that's on her side, and so we just go after Thanksgiving. So it's just the three of us, and so we're just making a just very light week. We're all off. My daughter's at a school all week. My husband's home all week on vacation. And it's been really nice just to spend some quality time with my family. The only downside is that I'm having a really hard time trying to squeeze in filming, because every time that I go to sit down and want to film, I go and I tell them, you know, I'm about to film. Can y'all keep it down just a little bit? 'Cause I'm in the basement, they're upstairs. And I've got the dogs outside. It's a nice day, cold day, but it's nice for them. And so they're not barking. They're not under my feet. And so that's, you know, definitely a good thing. But as soon as I do that, I tell them in like 10 minutes, right when I get in the middle of a video, one of them will yell at me and ask me, do I want something? Or they're about to do something, or they have a question, or, you know, whatever it may be. And so I have to stop the video. I have to, you know, start all over, or I have to do a lot of editing. And so this time when I was coming down here, I told them, I said, you know, please just do not come downstairs until I come back upstairs and I give you the all clear, and then you guys can come down here if you want to. So they said, okay. My husband's working outside. He loves working outside when it's colder. And my daughter's upstairs in her room playing a game. So I'm hoping that I do have some time where I can sit and I can talk to you guys and just do a little bit of catching up, and also do some quality diamond painting. So I hope that you are able to get something done as well, either just listening and relaxing while you are watching this, or doing some kind of craft, whatever that might be. It's all good with me, but it's nice to know that others are out there and are listening, and they're diamond painting as well. So I don't feel so alone when I'm downstairs diamond painting by myself. I don't have anybody that lives close to me that enjoys diamond painting where I could just go and we could have, you know, some time to diamond paint. That would be a lot of fun. But unfortunately, I don't have that. My really close friend, Cindy, she comes over, or I'll go over there. We'll meet. We also go out of town together, and we make cards. So that is so much fun, because you're not doing crafting alone. You're doing crafting with others. And I also have a Wednesday night group where we meet online and we make cards. And so that's fun too, because we just, you know, talk and show everybody what we're working on. And so it's a lot of fun when you have others that you can enjoy your craft with. So that's one reason why I decided to start this channel, because I really didn't know that many people that were diamond painters. And I thought, well, I'll just start the channel and see where it goes, and just see if I can meet some diamond painters. And I have. So I'm really loving that part of my channel. I hope that you guys are enjoying that as well. So with the Thanksgiving and just the three of us, it is going to be hard this year. It is going to be different. I am really dreading it, to be honest. My oldest daughter has decided that she is going to up and move to South Dakota with her boyfriend. They do not know anybody in South Dakota. Neither one of them has ever been to South Dakota. They have already gotten an apartment. They found an apartment online that they said looks really good. It has really high ratings. And he applied for a job, got the job immediately. He is an electrician. And so everybody's looking for electricians. And so he had gotten a job quite quickly, and he had really good benefits for this new job, and so that was at least a plus. And then she applied for a job, and she also was offered a job. So it's going to, where she's going to be working is very close. She said it's about 10 minutes that they're guessing from her apartment. So that's definitely good, but she has never driven on heavy snow. What we have in Georgia is nothing compared to what others have, around the country. It's just not. And I'm concerned because she has a fairly new car. Well, it's a new car for her. It was a used car, but her car is in really good shape. And my husband told me that if they're not careful, they're just going to ruin their cars because of all of the salt and the gravel and everything that they have to put down because of the snow there, and that they need to make sure the car stays dry underneath. And there are certain things that you have to do so your oil doesn't freeze. And so he was telling her all of this because he loves to work on cars, but neither she nor her boyfriend know anything about cars. So I hope that their vehicles are going to be okay. His truck is only like a year or two old. And with her car, she has a nice car right now. She has a good job here. They both do. But decided that they want to explore something besides Georgia. And I think it's more so in the line with him that he doesn't want her to be around family. She says that's not true, but I don't know. His family's not from here. And it's not that she comes over all the time. We live 10 minutes away from each other right now, and we don't see each other as often as we used to because she's been busy with school. And she's also, busy with her life and with him, and busy, with work. So I get that, but they're leaving. They are pulling out on Thursday morning on Thanksgiving. So we will see them on Wednesday night, and then, or Wednesday too, because they're going to be loading up Tuesday and Wednesday. They're going to be loading up a U-Haul, and his dad has come down, or will be coming down. It'll be Tuesday for you guys, and it'll be tomorrow for me. So whenever you hear this, it's when he'll already be here. And so his dad's going to help him load up the truck. And I told her I would help with some small boxes, but I didn't like how she waited to tell me after everything was already set up, except for her job. She had gotten, she filled out some applications, and she had gotten an interview, and that's when she finally told me. So we didn't know until about 2 or 3 months after this was already in motion. And so that really, it upset me. It hurt me because she couldn't tell us. She said she was scared to tell us. She was afraid that we would be angry or we would hate her. And she should know better than that. But that's neither here nor there. We are very close, and I am just going to really miss her. Even though, like I said, we don't see each other that much, but I know that she's there. And if I need her or she needs me, then, we're close to each other. But she's going to be like 1,700 miles away from me. And anytime she has a problem, she will call me and ask me for help. Well, I can't help her this time when she's moving so far away. There's not a thing that I can do. I can't just hop on a plane and get there. I have a life here too, and things that I have to take care of and work. But she's always calling, asking me things. And, she's still not completely self-sufficient because I have to help her with her school. I pay for school. I cannot pay for school there until she's been there for over a year because she's going to be considered out of state. She's going to lose her Hope Scholarship because that's Georgia. And she's going to have to end up paying more for school. So we'll see once she decides to go back into school, which I think she's going to do. She's not going to be able to in January. She's going to have to wait until next fall probably. We'll just have to see how that's going to go. So it's just a lot of things. I'm worried, the fact that she doesn't know anybody there, and they have gotten into some arguments, some disagreements, and she has come over here and stayed with us for a few days. But she said that was because they were just spending too much time together. They figured everything out. So, I hope so. I hope that, it's going to work out for her and him. If he's not happy too, I wouldn't want him to be unhappy. So it's just, something that is in the back of my mind. The fact that she's not used to cold weather like it is there. I don't think that they thought this through very well. They were thinking about some states that they wanted to consider, and I don't know why that South Dakota was one that they decided would be a good place to settle. But I will keep you guys posted on how they're doing. They want to stop by my dad's and my stepmother, and also visit with my sister I just dropped 2. No, I didn't. Okay. They want to stop by on their way out when they get to Nashville and see my dad, stepmother, and sister for about an hour or so. And then they want to, keep continuing driving. They're going to drive as far as they can the first night. She has a cat and a dog that will be in the car with her. And her boyfriend and his dad will be in the U-Haul pulling his vehicle. And so she is going to be driving her car by herself. And if she had given me notice, I could have worked something out to where I could have ridden with her so she wouldn't have to go that far by herself. And then also I could have just flown back home. And so I was telling my husband that, and he said, yes, but she wants to be self-sufficient. She wants to, not rely on family. And with, when she's here, she does. And so maybe that'll be the best thing for her, is just let her drive by herself and go ahead and start this new adventure that they're doing. So, he does have a point. Unfortunately, I told him, he has a point. It's valid. So, I get it. But it's right at the end of the semester. So I really couldn't, even if I wanted to, which, I wouldn't mind. That would be nice. Just the 2 of us would be nice. But I also have Paige here. And so I can't just leave her. And Paige is special needs. She can do a lot of things on her own, but there's a lot of things that she relies on me for. So she wouldn't want to drive that far. There's no way I'd put her in a car for that long, because she would not make it. She would not be happy at all. So that's what's going on, basically in a nutshell here. So I will tell her bye on Thursday. We did go out to eat, all of us, on Saturday. They wanted to go to a place called Bahama Breeze, and I think it's like a franchise. I've only seen them here, but I hadn't been there in a long time. And they had been there. There were a couple of items on the menu that they wanted to have before they left. And so we ended up going there. And then before we met for dinner, both of my kids and I went to the mall. And I haven't been to the mall probably in about 3 years. The only time that we go to the mall is as a family. Even though my kids are grown, as a family, we still go every year, and we have a family photo taken of Santa. And my kids, at first, they were like so embarrassed when we did this. And so now it's just something that we do, and, they actually look forward to it. So normally we would have gone after Thanksgiving. We would go to the food court, and we would all get something at the food court because there's not a restaurant in the mall. And we would just get some kind of thing at the food court, and we would get our photo taken with Santa. You know, all these little kids were in line, all excited, and then there's us. But then, you know, the photographer always has fun with us, and because, you know, not too many adults go to see Santa, but we do that every year. We haven't in the past 2 years because of the pandemic. And this year, I think we're going to, but it's just going to be the 3 of us. So that's really sad too, that it's just going to be us, and we're going to be missing her from our annual photo. So that's something else, you know, I just have to remember that you know, she is grown and she wants to, you know, do her own thing, and she wants to decide what she really wants to do in life. And I did the same thing. So I get it. But, you know, as a mom, it's really hard. Even though she's 24, it's really hard to just let go. But we had a good time at the mall. We didn't get our picture made with Santa. We didn't have time. I think that if we had time, I think that we would have just done the 3 of us. And then my husband and I and my daughter could have gone later. But it wasn't a long line, but I was really surprised at how many people were at the mall, because they keep saying on the news all the time that the mall is just like a ghost town. A lot of the really good shops and a lot of the shops that we like are moving out of the mall because nobody's shopping there. Nobody goes to the malls anymore. But they sure were at the mall on Saturday. It was very crowded. We went to a couple of stores. I bought my daughter some warmer clothes. She has clothes, but she wanted to buy a few more things, and so I told her I would. And then we went to Bath and Body Works, and of course, we were in there for a while. They have some really yummy and really good smelling candles. I love candles. And they had, you know, all kinds of Christmas scents. And then they also have the lotions and the body wash. And so that took us all a while to decide what we wanted. And my oldest daughter goes there quite often. It's where she buys all of her body wash and her lotions. And so she had already stocked up. But I told her, I said, you know, go ahead and get a couple of things because we're buying some stuff. And you may not, they may not have Bath and Body Works there where you're going. So she did, and she was telling me which ones, you know, smelled really good. And so Paige and I got different ones so we can, you know, swap out and share. And so now our bathroom smells like Christmas already. So that was fun. And then we had a really nice dinner. It was really good. I had gotten what it's called a pineapple boat. And it was a pineapple that was split, and it had shrimp in it, and it had rice and peppers, and it was just really good. I was afraid that was going to be spicy, but she said it really wasn't. And it had a little bit of a spice to it, but, you know, nothing major. It was perfect. I will definitely go back there again and get that. And my husband had a steak, and he said that it was really good. And so my daughter got the same thing that I did. And then her boyfriend had gotten steak, and he had gotten shrimp with his. So it was good. The service could have been a little bit better. They weren't really that crowded when we first got there. The service was kind of slow, but I think that's that way everywhere. But we weren't in a hurry, so we were there for a while. We were talking and getting caught up. So that was nice. So that was Saturday. We really didn't do anything the rest of the week. Just, you know, working and thinking about what we're going to do about Thanksgiving. And we are going to take a short trip, the 3 of us. And we're going to go to the Smoky Mountains, which we used to go like twice a year. We would rent a cabin. And we love the area, and we haven't been in about, I guess, 4 years, 3 or 4 years. So we're going to do that in December, but it's not going to interfere at all with my Advent canvas because I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of days. We're only going to be gone for like 4 days. I'm going to do a couple of days in advance, so that way I'm caught up. I don't want to get behind on my Advent canvas. I'm really, really excited about doing that one. I'm going to put another color here. I'm just loving these colors, and these are the best reels. They fit perfectly. I have not had any trash. I just cannot say enough about this canvas. So, and you guys won't even know when I'm out of town, but I'm thinking about doing a vlog while I'm gone, and then I will just upload it whenever we get back, of what we're doing there and how pretty that it is. There is a Christmas store that I just love to go to, and so we're going to go to that, and I'm sure they're going to be packed. But it's not just a store, it's a whole mall. And so we're going to do that, and then we are going to go to a winery that I like. My husband does not like wine at all, but he usually just sits in the car. He doesn't even want to go in. So I will go in there by myself, and I'll get some wine and take back to the cabin. And I'll do a wine tasting. And then there's a couple of breweries that he said he may try this time, because they're all within walking distance of where we're going to stay. So that will be nice. We can just walk, because we won't drive if we have anything at all to drink. We will not, even if we have a sip, we won't get in the car. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be nice to get away, because like I said, it's been a long time since we've gotten away. A very long time. And I think that we all could use it. And I am going to take a small diamond painting with me. I don't know if I will get to it. I may not. And if I don't, that's fine. But if we just sit around and watch TV at night, then I can diamond paint if I want to. Or I can take my Bible journaling and I can color. So I will have plenty to do to keep me busy. Especially if we're not doing anything. Depends on how cold it's going to be, and if it's rainy. Hopefully it won't be, but just to get away from our house, I think will be very nice. So that's part of our Christmas present for each other. Let's see, what else? Oh, I did not tell you guys. It was last week. I was going to tell you on my WIP and chat a couple of things, and I didn't. But I have or had 2 stepbrothers, and my mom and stepfather were married, I think 35 years, something like that. And my mom, when she passed away, I did not speak to any of my stepfather's family except for his granddaughter. And his granddaughter pretty much was raised by my mother and my stepfather. So we were close. And one of my stepbrothers passed away shortly before my mom did, a couple of years, I think, before my mom did. And my other stepbrother, I had not spoken to him since my mom's funeral, and she has passed away for 10 years now. We're going on 10 years. And so I don't know what it was, but for the past month, I just kept having this nagging feeling, and I just kept thinking, you need to get in touch with Jeff through Facebook. It's the only way I didn't have any other way of getting in touch with him unless I asked Stacy. She would have had his information. But I thought, I'm not going to do this. I said I was not going to do this. That season in my life is over. And, I hadn't spoken to him in years. He may not even remember me. Of course he would, because, we kind of grew up together. He's a few years older than me. So anyway, it's just been nagging me and nagging me and nagging me just in the back of my mind. And the feeling just kept getting stronger and stronger. So a couple of weeks ago, I just went ahead and I said, okay, something is up. I don't understand why I keep getting these weird feelings that I just need to contact Jeff. And I don't even know what to say. You know, I have no idea why I'm doing this. But I went ahead and I sent him a message through Facebook on Messenger, which I don't usually do that either. But I went ahead and did it, and I thought, okay, I've done this. I probably will not hear from him. He hasn't been on Facebook in a while, hasn't posted anything. And so there's that. Well, he sent me a message back very quickly and was just really nice. We had a nice conversation. He is now living in Florida. And so I asked him if he was okay, because when I had sent him a message, that's when they had the issue with the hurricane. And so he said that they weren't close enough to the beach, but close enough if they wanted to go, they could. So he was fine. And so we had a nice little chat, on Facebook, and everything's fine. So I'm not getting that nagging feeling anymore. So I guess that there was just, something that was telling me, you need to stay in touch with family. You've lost contact with a lot of people, a lot of friends and things. And so I'm glad that I did. I don't know if I would ever see him. Don't know if I'd ever speak to him on the phone, but at least I did reach out. So I felt good about myself for doing that, because the old me would have said, no, you have too much animosity and too many hard feelings to even go down that rabbit hole ever again. And I did it. So I was very proud of myself. And so I even told my husband, I said, you will not believe what I did. And he was surprised as well, because he was there. My mom passed away. And he could tell that it just wasn't going very well between all of us. So anyway, I was just very proud of myself. So I don't know if that will ever come to anything, fruition or whatever, but at least I don't have that weird nagging feeling. So I did that this week. And then another thing that I have done that I'm really surprised about is that I mentioned back in, I think it was early October, of the Great Escape retreat in Ohio. And I went ahead, I don't really know anybody, but I went ahead and I put out an application to go, and I wasn't in the first round, but they said that I was right below. I was like 2 or 3 below. If someone couldn't go or they backed out, then I would be, in line. And so I didn't think anything of it. And so then I heard from them, and I was asked if, I was still interested. And so I'm going to be going to the retreat in Toledo at the end of June. So I'm excited, but I'm also nervous, because I know the names. I have, not really spoken, but I have been online and have, seen some of these people on their lives. I have, commented, and we have even messaged on Instagram with a couple of people, but I don't really know anybody. So for me, that is something that's really big too, because that's not something that I would normally do. So if you are going on the retreat, let me know. I would love to hear. But that's going to be something that, I'm not going to have to prepare anything. I will have to fly, because it's going to be too far for me to drive. But I think that it'll be fun. But if I ever do anything like that, it's always my best friend and I. Cindy and I always go to these things, but she's not a diamond painter. I think that they, only want diamond painters for this. And also you have to be on the list So we'll see how it's going to go. And I will honestly tell you, I am excited, but I'm also extremely nervous. I am very much an introvert. I don't do that well. I'm just trying to make small talk. I'm hoping that because we're going to have some meetings and things with the retreat people that we'll get to know each other before. I think they do Zoom or something. We'll get to know each other, before we get there. So that will be nice. I also have to figure out how I'm going to get from Detroit to Toledo because there's not a direct flight, or there's not a flight that's going into Toledo from Atlanta or anywhere else that's close that I could even get on, hop on a plane, drive there, hop on a plane, and then end up in Toledo's airport. But I'll just have to find out if anyone's renting a car or, what they're doing. Maybe we can all get together and figure that out. I really don't want to have to rent a car and drive somewhere that I am not familiar with. I mean, it's bad enough that I'm going to drive to the Atlanta airport, which I used to do quite often years and years ago. I mean, it's been a very long time. The last times that I've had to fly, I actually just had a local company that we started using that was very good. And I would just have them pick me up and bring me home, which was still cheaper than me having to leave my car there. But the problem with that is they do not come into the airport to pick you up anymore. They really never did. They said they would, but then they didn't. And so right now they're doing a lot of construction at the airport. And the last time that I went somewhere and we used them, it took me forever to find the driver. And it was a little scary because I wasn't sure, where I was going. The Atlanta airport is huge. And they kept telling me, go out this door and we're over here. I'd go out that door. There would be nobody. And they said that they couldn't stay there. They had to keep driving. And I kept missing them. And it just took forever. And so I told the owner, whenever he was asking me how was the trip, I told him, I said, I won't use you again if you cannot guarantee that your driver will come inside and pick me up, because that is just not worth it. I'd rather have my own car. I know where I parked and I know how to get there. It's just not the best thing because you have to drive through downtown Atlanta, which I don't like doing. And I don't want my husband to have to take me and pick me up because he has to drive that route every day. So I'd hate to ask him if he would take me. I know he probably would, but I will just drive. So that's going to be nerve-wracking enough. And then having to figure out all the logistics on getting to the hotel. But I am really excited about going. I heard it was a lot of fun. They do a lot of games. There's going to be a lot of sponsors. I know the names of a lot of the sponsors, so I am looking forward to that. But again, be thinking about me because I am definitely an introvert and I just don't know how that's going to go. Trying to put a diamond where one already was. Are you looking forward to the Black Friday diamond painting sales? I know that a lot of the diamond painting companies have already started some sales. I've been looking and really nothing has caught my eye. And then now Diamond Art Club has started rolling out their new releases. Not rolling them out, but just doing a preview of them. And there's going to be 100. So they started on, I guess it was yesterday, Sunday. And the ones that came out, it was every hour on Sunday. The ones that came out yesterday, I was like, they're okay, but it's nothing that I'm really crazy about. And then 2 others came out today, Monday, and I thought those are kind of nice, but no, I'm still good. I'm really good, thank goodness. And then one came out earlier. I saw it right before I got on here, and it's gnomes. And you know, I mentioned on a couple of my latest chats that I am really enjoying working on gnomes. So now that one is kind of in the back of my mind that I might end up buying that one. So I don't know yet. And if it's not a limited release, I may go ahead and just wait. I have so many. It's actually embarrassing how many that I have, but I love all the ones that I have, and I am going to eventually do them. Trying to find another color. I'm going to eventually do them, but I just can't stop buying. I mean, I could just say, that's it, I'm done, I'm not gonna do anymore. And there is a group that's forming for next year on destashing and ways that they're going, not destashing, but detoxing, on how they're going to work on their kits, and they're not going to purchase but a certain amount. I don't want to limit myself. If I want to buy something, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to be more intentional. If it's something that I really want, and if it's something that's, you know, it's nice and I'd like to have it, then I'm going to put that in my wish list. It's not something that I just have to have. It's not an immediate need. Then I'm going to wait on it. But I'd like to hear what you guys are thinking. There are a couple from DIY Moon Shop that I would like to have. They were having a sale right now. I don't know if it was, can't remember if it was buy one, get one 50% off or buy one, get one free. But their shipping is high. I know at one point I saw a coupon for free shipping, and I did take advantage of that on my last order. So if I could find a free shipping and then also use their buy one, get one, then I would definitely do it. Because theirs are expensive. Most of the ones that I want are in the $60, $70 range. But the shipping is just so crazy. And it's not their fault. I mean, everybody's shipping is high. Don Penny Deutschland's shipping is really high, and that's one of my favorite shops, but I have to save up for that one because I get 2 or 3 at a time to save on shipping cost. I think I'm about to lose my wax here. This is so, so pretty. Let's see, what time are we on? Oh, we're getting closer. Okay. You're having a very easy dinner tonight. We're going to grill out burgers. And then I made homemade chili on whatever night it was. It was one night. And so we thought we would just have hamburgers and chili. And then my daughter's asking for some either tater tots or some fries. So it's going to be a very easy dinner, which is nice. I don't mind cooking, but it is really nice just to have a lazy week. Trying to find this other color. These are in DMC order, which is what I've been trying to do because it makes it easier when I go to kit down. But sometimes I forget where some of these colors are. And then it takes me a minute to have to go and look for them. Aha, here we go. Okay. That's really it on the life updates. And then I mentioned about the Advent earlier. For the Advent, I hope that you guys can join me, or you want to. I know there are several of you that are going to be doing Advent canvases, whether it was purchased as an Advent that was already, has the numbers and everything on there, or you are creating your own. I've always done my own for the past 3 years until this year, and then I do have one that I purchased that is intended as an Advent canvas. And so that's going to be a lot of fun. I hope that I can keep up. I'm sure that I can. I'm going to make sure that I do. So it'll be at least 30 minutes, I would say, because each section is small. It may not even be that long. On Tuesdays, when I have my WIP and chats, what I'll do for those is that I will have the first part as a WIP and as actually the Advent. And then I will just have the second half of my Advent, and that will be WIP and chat. I will go ahead and get another canvas, something that I already have out, and I will go ahead and do my WIP and chat. And I'll just do it, whatever the difference is, to make up for an hour. So it won't go over an hour. And then I will have chapters, times listed under descriptions for those. And so that way, if you don't want to watch the Advent, or if you don't want to watch the WIP and chat, then you can see where to click on, what time to click on, so you can see what you want to, what you're looking for. Thought that would be a lot of fun too. And then I do want to have some other Christmas ones that I'm going to work on. Whether I finish them, you know, who knows? I may or may not. And I'm okay with that too. Let's see, 310. Because the way that I've decided is that, I thought I had 310. The way that I decided with some of my canvases is, I think that I finally figured out, and I've been diamond painting since the end of 2020. I didn't diamond paint as much last year as I have this year, but I have pretty much come to the conclusion, especially on the larger paintings that I tend to do, that I start to get bored after a while. I need something new and fresh, or something to go back to. And so I've been doing that this month, and I've really enjoyed it. I may not get as many finishes done as fast as, you know, I would like to, but they will all be done. And that way, I'm not getting bored with what I'm working on. I don't think I would ever get bored with this one because it's going so fast, but you know, who knows? I may get tired of the colors, or I may get tired of doing a round. I want to do a square. And that does tend to happen as well. I am close to finishing this little section, but I don't want to go over an hour. I want to be very cognizant of everyone's time. And so I will go ahead and finish this once we are off camera, because I don't like to leave anything open. But I have gotten a lot done. I mean, I've gotten quite a bit done on this entire bottom portion, which I've been working on, and then also this one square that I've been working on since our WIP and chat. If you have gotten this far, I definitely appreciate it. If you would please click on that like button before you head out. And if you have not subscribed, please consider doing so. I would love to have you. And also on the end card that you'll see, it is going to give you a recommendation of a video that you might like, and that's based on YouTube. So if you would like to see that, it will be up there for you. And I hope that everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving, spending time with family and friends, for those of you that do observe Thanksgiving. And until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye.